make an educated guess which word I'm going to be spamming today. I'll give you one hint, it's not going to be discombobulating, that would be just confusing. So, in front of me I have a Triumph Special. It is a very special machine, and actually it was a bit of an accidental purchase, because I wasn't really looking into buying another typewriter, but I saw this one for 30 euros and it came with 6 of these. So my thing was, well, 6 typewriter ribbons for 30 euros, that's a steal, especially since they're silk. Unfortunately, these aren't typewriter ribbons, these are calculator ribbons. But they still work. They're the equivalent of an inkjet test cartridge for a typewriter, let's say. You just pull it on a regular spool and you can use it. I have put one in here right now, as you can see. They were great. This machine, when I got it, it didn't work at all. It was completely stuck. Something had died in there, I guess. A lot of gunky material came out in oddly brown colors, but it lives once again. Now, it's a very, very odd machine. I mean, look at it. It's huge. Well, not standard huge, it's only half the size of standard, but it's huge for being a portable. And it supposedly is a portable, because if you turn this thing to the side, I'll go and move you guys down a bit, you can see that it even has this carriage lock over here to secure the carriage. But this thing is made to last. It's extremely durable. I mean, the frame is made of solid aluminum, even the carriage rails are cast directly onto the body. Solid aluminum. This is a bit of iron-based metal, but the rest of the carriage, the entire thing, is also cast aluminum. What this thing reminds me of is basically a Dell XPS M2010. So basically you want something portable, but you want to have all the functions of a standard or desktop computer and all the strength of a desktop computer. Well, everything is portable if you're strong enough, and this thing definitely requires some strength to lug around. Doesn't have a carrying case, but yeah, it does type very, very light. It's an extremely well built machine. Well, let's see what else is special about this special. I already told you it's made of some cast pieces, and each and every one of those pieces has the serial number stamped in. So this is the one of the carriage over here, and then we have one at the back of the carriage on the main frame over here. I don't know if you guys can see it, I can zoom in a bit. So over there is the main frame serial number, and then there's another one. The entire type bar mechanism just pops out. The serial number on that thing is located over there. It's not filled in or something, so you kind of have to look for it, but yeah, you can just barely make out the numbers, but it's there. Trust me on that one. So, let's take a little bit of a tour of the machine, shall we? So this is the front of the machine. Keys, which are on most typewriters. Well, this one is special, of course. There's a 1 key and a 0 key. Not all typewriters have that. Color selector, which is similar to other Triumph or Adler machines. But usually on the portables it's just one with a blue arrow and a red arrow. And then you have to put it in the middle to find the white or stencil. On this machine they're all present. It's a basket shift, spacebar. Over here, this is the remove all tabs, and this is remove all margins. I'm gonna demonstrate those in a few for you. And then on this side we have return key, tab key, and the margin release. Moving to the side. Well, you already kind of saw this side. We have this oddly shaped return lever. Kind of special shape. We have your left platen knob, line finder or ratchet release, and this is your carriage release. And of course over here, your locking mechanism. Nope, too far. Yeah, locked. Well, I'm gonna use it a bit. And over here we have your line setting. Now, one thing that's also special about this machine is it doesn't have a separate lever for your ratchet release. What it does have is, apart from your line settings, is a 0 setting. Now the ratchet has been released. You can just move it around. Then moving on to the back. Normally on other portable typewriters, you'll find over here your margin settings or your tabulator settings. Well, this one doesn't have any of that. The only thing you find over here is this little lovely thing, which is a spring-loaded paper support. Moving on to the right side of this machine, we have this lever, which is paper release. I had hoped it was a paper injector, but it's not. Right platen knob, our carriage release, and this little knob over here for setting tabs or setting margins. I don't know why they went for an R. Well, it is a Dutch machine, so the only thing I can think of is instead of margin or marge, that they use an R for rand, as in rand van het papier, or something like that, which would be translated roughly to margin of the paper or edge of the paper. I don't know, but it's a cool system. Let's turn this one around just one more time. And then I'm gonna remove the hood, so you can take a peek below it. Yeah, basket shift, as I told you. Over here we have the ribbon shift mechanism or ribbon swap mechanism, and over here is your touch control. I'll leave it on setting 2 for the moment, because this thing types really very light. And there's something other on this machine that's kind of special. I don't know if you noticed, but 4 of the key levers have an extra bumper. These 4 keys are your 0, the O, dot, and the comma. And why is that? Because they have an extra, let's say, ring bumper over here. You can see the indentations. And normally those 4 keys are, yeah, pretty much on every other machine, hole punchers. But on this machine they have an extra stop, let's say. Now there are 2 other keys that are absolute hole punchers on every machine, and this one is no exception, and that's that key for accents, and another that key for accents. And if you look down here, I'm gonna put on the flashlight for a second, you can see that both of those keys have an extra spring to generate some more resistance to avoid punching through the paper. It doesn't completely work with my typing style apparently, because I still punch holes through the paper, but at least I tried to think of something. I think it would have been better that they also put a bumper in there, but another special solution. Now let's move on to what's hiding underneath the platen, shall we? I'm gonna put it a bit better in view, like so. And I'm gonna pop out the platen. Now we can see below the platen. And what I'm gonna do now is demonstrate to you guys how you set your margins and your tabs on this machine. What is kind of special, and I hope you can notice it like this, is that on this side you set your right margin on the left side, and on this side, right side, you set your left margin. As you can see, there is a bit of a difference between both sides in that rack. And that's basically because you always need to put your paper somewhat in the middle of this machine, so you can make sure that that bit is used for your right margins and that bit is used for your left margins. So let's pretend I put some paper in, and I want to set my let's do my left margin first, and just hit the R button. Am I too far already? Yep. So over here I want to set my right margin, left margin, and over here I want to set my right margin. All confusing. Now you can see that I have these. That's my left margin at the moment, and there's my right margin at the moment. If I try to move carriage, it's only going to be doing that between those two notches. Now for tabulator setting, it's the same button but pushing it the other way around. So one tab, another tab, and let's have a tab over here as well. Maybe I should pop this up because now you can see. I'll just add another tab somewhere around here, why not? Now you can see all those little tabs that have been set. Now I can also demonstrate the tab mechanism, and as you can see there is a little gear over here that's connected all the way below it, and there's a tab brake mechanism over there. So hitting the tab button, first tab, second tab, another tab, and all the way to the end of my margin. That's it. Now if I want to remove all of this, the most likely thing to remove are your tabs. I just need to hit the T button over here. I'm gonna try to get it all in screen. That's not possible, so I'm gonna hit the tabulator remove all button, and then you can see all gone. And then if I just want to have another different piece of paper or completely different margins, I need to remove them with this button. You can't remove them one by one, it's always remove everything. So there go my margins. And then one more thing I want to show you that's also special about this machine is the bell. Instead of being located in a fixed position, it's located inside the carriage, and it's moving around with the carriage. Another special feature of this special. Well, I think now is about the time to do some typing. But first I need to pop the platen, paper shield, paper deflector and eraser shield back in. I'm also going to put the ribbon cover back. And take a piece of paper. Right, time to do some typing. Now another thing I really like about this machine is that you just put paper in and you just use it like that, and the paper just rolls directly underneath the paper bale. You don't need to lift it, well, maybe if it's very thick paper like cardstock or something, but not at the moment. So now I'm going to set my margins. Oops, that's not a good margin. A bit further. And there, that's great. And then another one over here. That's it. Let's do some typing. closer. Well, that's not a big issue. I can demonstrate it to you like this. I'm just gonna move the carriage to the side. Gonna move you guys all the way over here. The thing with the margin release that's kind of special is that instead of it being just some little thing that gets moved out of the way, it moves the entire tab and margin block out of the way, which is kind of cool if you ask me. Another special thing about this special machine. There we go. I think this thoroughly demonstrates that it's special, a very, very special machine. I really like it. I hope you liked the video. And yeah, have a nice day. Goodbye.